Let's talk Arizona State football with Coach Charlie Ragle.
Coach Ragle now on the Right to a guest line here on ESPN Phoenix 620. Coach, recruiting, you're out there. Your whole staff is out there working hard. How much different is this year from last year with all the success you guys have had?
Well, as you know, everybody loves a winner.
Charlie.
It doesn't hurt to be us right now, that's for sure.
Yeah. So does your per diem go up? I mean, with you on the road,
that's a good question. When I went to the rental car, I asked for the Lambo. I got the Volvo. So.
Did you guys work that into part of the collective there, Charlie?
Yeah,
DMs on the road.
Somehow that didn't get negotiated in.
So you're still supersizing it, right? In the drive-through, that's the best we could do on the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, seriously, when it comes to the success of the program and being able to knock on doors, and maybe last year you're competing against a Cal, or you're competing against an Arizona, or you're competing against whomever at that level. Now, are you competing against an Alabama, an Ohio State, a Texas? Have you seen an increase in the type of players that you're competing for, where they're getting recruited?
Well, I think that's fair. I mean, at the end of the day, if we want to go back and play in those games on a regular, we have to get players that can play and excel on that level. And so I don't know that you say, hey, the geographics obviously play a part. We're nationally recruiting, but at the end of the day, we're evaluating guys, trying to get the guys that we feel, regardless of where they're at in the recruiting pecking order per se, but we're trying to get guys that we believe can compete on that level to help us win games of that magnitude for sure.
Charlie, I would imagine a lot of guys, I don't know if you can do this or not, and let's say a lot of guys want to come to ASU from other teams because they see you're winning, they see the program, they see the exposure that they would get maybe versus going somewhere else. Can you earmark, if you go to the portal, I would love to go to ASU, or it be known that they want to come there to ASU?
When they get in the portal, is that what you're asking, Dan?
Yeah, once they get there. Maybe try to grease the skids prior to that?
Well, I don't know that they can necessarily do that per se, right? Like, I think that's one of those deals that, again, we've got guys monitoring the portal, and when they go into the portal, and, as the portal goes, we're monitoring that thing on a, I don't say minute by minute basis, but fairly often during the course of a day. And so every guy that's going in there is getting evaluated. And then it's like, okay, hey, if this is a guy that fits our criteria and one that we're looking at and meets checks those boxes, then we're going, full speed forward on that, recruit.
It's like, okay, look, I want to come to ASU. I'm going to go in the portal, whatever way they can try to make it known and say, hey, look, and you can have me on, not so much on the cheap, but you can get them for the discount because they want to come there. I'm just trying to figure out the mechanics, how it's known that, hey, Coach Ragle, I'm over here at Texas State. I'd really like to come there, and you can have me for 10 cents on the dollar, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think once they go into the portal, then obviously that becomes when it becomes the legal mechanism that you can have contact with them.
Okay.
And then at that point, there's guys that can reach out, obviously, and have reached out once they're in the portal, right? And it becomes a legal mechanism. Then it's, hey, you know what? We want to be here. It's not all about, and we talked about this, I think, last week. It's not all about the dollars and cents, right? It's about the fit and those guys, not coming and saying, hey, I just want to come and try and find the biggest amount of money that I can get in this thing. It's about, I want to be here because I think this is the right fit. I like what you guys are doing. There's certainly some of that.
Charlie, so if I get my 2 junior college years back, just to let you know now that, I'd be a hell of a holder, hell of a practice guy. So I'm just kind of putting it out there. If the Supreme Court rules that us JUCO guys get our 2 years back.
You better tighten up that arm a little bit because, spaces are limited. And I've been watching you at the park, and I'm just, I'm worried about your arm strength. So let's tighten that thing up.
That's more than fair, Charlie, more than fair. My question on NIL and the portal is this. Now you see, I had a story, the SEC schools are crying
crying the blues because they would cheat like crazy and get guys to go there, and no one would ever pick up on it. Now they're crying that they don't have the real wealthy people to come in and set up their collective in order to get players who now are going to the Big Ten or going to the Big 12. In your estimation, even though we all know it's a pain in the ass, the portal and NIL, but has it evened things out a little bit now for all of the conferences?
I think so. I think that at the end of the day, when you got this thing going with the collective, and again, it has its pros and its cons, but I think there is a little bit of neutrality in it, that it has allowed teams to be able to come in and it's obviously it's like, everything is based, it seems like, off the NFL, sort of a free agent standpoint. I think when you look at the creation of free agency in the NFL and you look at the parity that has come to the NFL based off of that and salary cap, et cetera, I think that the portal has given way to allowing some teams to give themselves a better chance to compete than maybe they would have, 4 or 5 years ago.
Charlie Ragle's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. My follow-up question is, I thought the 12-team playoff has just been absolutely sensational. I've loved every minute of it. And one of the things that I found interesting about this 12-team playoff, it now is totally like the NFL. You play your regular season to get in, because once you get in, then anything can happen. It's just like the NFL. Absolutely.
Again, I used to tell my kids at Chaparral, you know how to win a state championship, you got to play for one. You got to be in the game, right? And in order to win and advance in the playoffs and make a run at this thing, you have to get into the 12-team bracket. And so it is absolutely that. You're playing to get into that tournament, and once you're in the tournament, if you're in, you've got a chance. Plain and simple.
Speaking of the big championship game coming up Monday, when you look at both these teams, who do you like, Charlie, and why?
All right, well, let's talk about Texas, Ohio State, right? Yeah. I said that game was going to be closer than I think people thought it would be. Man, that could have probably gone either way. I think with that being said, and really having a chance to watch that game and looking at really Ohio State for the first time in a really being able to pay attention and really focus on that game, I just think, man, they're going to be tough to beat. Extremely fast on defense. They run to the ball well on defense. I mean, they're just, I was really, really impressed with their speed defensively. And then I just think that they have, probably a few too many playmakers on the offensive side of the ball.
Good for one more question, then rapid.
Limit them. I think
about a minute and a half.
I just probably think that they've got a little bit of a decided edge over Notre Dame. Notre Dame, what a tremendous season they've had. I think that they certainly have a chance in this game, but I think, when you put it all down on paper and look at it, I think that the lean definitely has to go to Ohio State.
What is it Chip Kelly is doing during these playoffs that you went, oh, that's a Chip Kelly offense for Ohio State?
Yeah, I think, the creativity that you see from time to time. I know, again, that's a really good Texas defense, and I said that to you guys last week. That's not easy, but I think that just little plays where they ran some option football against Texas, and they saved that for certain points in the game, quarterback run game, things that, that he has, that he's, made his name on. I think that he's been really
clear to start rapping
and pulling those plays out at the exact right time when they can be beneficial for Ohio State. And I don't think they are where they are without Chip and what he's done for the offense this season.
Charlie, have a good week, buddy. Thanks for the time. And I know,
appreciate you guys.
you're busy.
Always.
Thank
Go
you.
Devils.
You guys saw that's Charlie Ragle joining us here. Thanks to Crest Insurance Group for sponsoring him all season long. Crest Insurance Group, they offer personal, business, specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Check them out online at crestins.com. Coming up, we'll look back on this day. It's Football 50, but first, your chance to win some tickets. It's Listener Appreciation Ticket Giveaway Thursday.